Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the top 3 ultra-rare UK 1 penny coins that are currently worth a small fortune in today's market. These might look like regular pennies, but in the world of numismatics, these tiny treasures are absolute gems, and their values are soaring, sometimes even into thousands of dollars. Let's get started. First up, the 1937 1 penny, and exploring why this seemingly humble coin is gaining serious value in today's market. If you've got one of these, especially in extra fine condition, you might be holding on to a hidden treasure. So how much could it be worth in US dollars today? Stick around to find out. Before we get into the value, let's take a quick trip back in time. The year was 1937, the dawn of a new reign. King George VI had just ascended the throne after the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII. As with all royal changes, new coins were minted, and the 1937 1 penny was one of the first to feature the image of King George VI. This copper coin weighs 9.4 grams and measures 31 in diameter, making it one of the largest and heaviest pennies the UK ever produced. Its reverse side shows the iconic Britannia, a symbol of British strength and pride. What makes the 1937 penny stand out is that it was the start of King George VI's coinage reign, marking the beginning of a new chapter in British history. Now, why is the condition so important? When we talk about a coin being in extra fine condition, we're referring to one that shows very minimal wear. Coins in this state have sharp details, especially in high points like the facial features of King George VI, the folds in Britannia's robes, and the inscriptions. The color of the coin should also be vibrant and free from significant tarnishing or corrosion. Even though it's over 85 years old, a penny in extra fine condition looks like it's barely circulated. Having a coin in this grade significantly increases its market value. So, if you have a 1937 penny that fits this description, you might be sitting on a valuable piece. So, let's get to the big question: how much is a 1937 UK 1 penny worth today in extra fine condition? Well, as of 2024, coin collectors are paying attention to these beauties. Typically, these coins can fetch anywhere between $1 million in today's market, depending on the buyer and the exact condition. And in some cases, if the penny is part of a complete set or has an exceptional history, the value can even go beyond that. First, the historical significance. Coins from the early reign of King George VI are a window into a turbulent time just before the outbreak of World War II. Collectors are often drawn to coins from key moments in history. Second, rarity and high grade. While many 1937 pennies were produced, finding one in extra fine or uncirculated condition today is rare. Most pennies from this era were heavily circulated, so well-preserved examples are in demand. Finally, the rising popularity of coin collecting. As more people look for tangible investments, coins have become a popular way to combine history with value. So is now the right time to sell your 1937 UK penny? That depends on what you're looking for. Coin prices, like all collectibles, tend to fluctuate. However, given its rising demand, you may want to get it appraised soon, especially if it's in extra fine condition. Who knows? Your penny might just turn into a nice stack of cash. Next up, we'll explore the 1913 UK 1 penny. While it may seem like just another old coin, this little piece of history could be worth a surprising amount in today's market. How much, you ask? Stay tuned to find out. The UK 1 penny has a long and rich history, but what makes the 1913 penny so interesting? Let's start with the basics. Minted during the reign of King George V, the 1913 penny features his portrait on the obverse, or front side. On the reverse side, we have the iconic figure of Britannia, holding a trident and shield, symbolizing Britain's naval power. Now, what separates the 1913 penny from others is not just its age but also its relatively small mintage number compared to other years. This coin may not be particularly rare, but its condition can dramatically affect its value. Before we talk about market value, it's crucial to understand how coin condition plays a role. Coins are graded based on their state of preservation. From poor to mint state, a coin in poor condition may have heavy wear and be barely recognizable, while a coin in mint state will have retained its original shine with no visible signs of wear. A 1913 penny in average or circulated condition will typically show signs of wear from being handled and used in everyday transactions. However, coins that have been well preserved or carefully stored over the last century can fetch a premium on the market. Current market value in dollar visual price ranges in dollars with different conditions displayed, along with examples of recent sales from auction sites. So, how much is a 1913 UK 1 penny worth in today's market? Well, It depends largely on the condition of the coin. Coins in average circulated condition can fetch anywhere from $5 to $20. Not bad for something that used to buy a loaf of bread. But here's where things get interesting. Coins in fine or very fine condition, meaning they've been well preserved with minimal wear, can sell for upwards of $150,000. And if you happen to have a mint condition 1913 penny, you're looking at values between $160,000 or more, depending on the specific coin and buyer interest. But why is this coin so valuable today? Part of its allure comes from its historical significance. 1913 was a time of great change in the world, right before the outbreak of World War I. Coins from this period serve as small time capsules, reminders of a Britain that was still a global empire. The scarcity of high-quality examples also plays a role. Most of these pennies were used daily, leading to significant wear. Finding a well-preserved 1913 penny is rare, which makes collectors willing to pay top dollar for one in good condition. So, where can you find a 1913 UK penny today? You might stumble upon one in an old family collection, or even while browsing through flea markets and antique stores. And of course, there's always the option of searching online through auctions or coin dealers. If you happen to own one of these pennies, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional coin dealer. Whether it's in pristine condition or has a little wear and tear, it could still bring in a tidy sum if you decide to sell. And there you have it. The 1913 UK 1 penny might just be sitting in someone's drawer, collecting dust, but in the right condition, it could be worth far more than its original value. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin history, and let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare penny yourself. Next up, the 1939 UK 1 penny. Now, if you've come across this coin in your collection, especially in bad condition, you might be wondering, does it hold any value today? And more importantly, what's it worth in US dollars? Features the portrait of King George VI on the obverse side and the seated figure of Britannia on the reverse, which is iconic to this era of British coinage. Over 42 million of these coins were minted in 1939, making them relatively common. However, scarcity and condition are what can drive the value of any coin. So how does a penny that's over 80 years old fare in today's market? Let's talk condition. Coins are graded on a scale ranging from poor to mint state. The better the condition, the higher the value. Simple, right? But here's the catch: a 1939 penny in bad condition, maybe with heavy wear, scratches or corrosion, won't hold the same value as a pristine example. So what's the market saying about a 1 penny in bad condition? In most cases, a heavily circulated or damaged 1939 penny will be worth around its face value, or just slightly more. Why? Because they were mass-produced, and in bad condition, they lack the collector appeal that a mint state or high-grade coin would have. But before you dismiss it as worthless, let's explore whether there's any potential value for collectors. So, what's the deal in today's market? According to recent auctions and listings, a 1939 UK 1 penny in bad condition typically sells for around 50 cents to $2 in US currency. If it's in really poor shape, you might only get a couple of cents. But for higher grade examples, values can rise significantly, reaching anywhere from $250,000 and even more for rare, uncirculated examples. One key thing to note is that coin collectors who are interested in lower grade pennies are often just looking to fill a spot in their collection. So even if your coin is damaged, there could still be some demand. It's just not going to break the bank. Rarity is another factor. While 1939 pennies are common, sometimes coins with errors or variations in the minting process can be worth much more. However, the majority of 1939 pennies don't fall into the rare category, especially in bad condition. If you've got one with a noticeable error, though, that could increase the value. Okay, so let's say you have a 1939 1 penny in bad condition and you're ready to part with it. Where can you sell it? You have a few options. So, is a 1939 UK 1 penny in bad condition worth a lot in today's market? The short answer, probably not. While it's a neat piece of history, its high mintage and bad condition mean that its value will be quite low, generally just a few cents to a couple of dollars.